Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I hope you're doing alright. I'm back again with another video. This time around, I'm doing the live analysis of AUD NZD. So basically, what I'm trying to show you is how I do my analysis before taking any trade. Alright. So I'm going to do a breakdown of what I do, the things that I do before taking any trades. So basically that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so I'll be breaking down everything as I'm going through. Alright, so looking at this chart, and this is a 2-hour chart. So for me it doesn't really show me much for me to actually work with. So what I will do is I'll try to go in higher time frame. So I'm gonna go on to a weekly time frame just to have a better overview of the market. Okay, so I'm going to my weekly and I'm going to kind of I'm going to zoom out the chart so that I can have a clear view of the market or what is happening in the market. So it's now clear, as you can see. It's showing me that the market is actually in a downtrend, which is not visible on the 2-hour chart, right? So you can agree. So what are we able to notice here? We can notice that price had been in a downtrend, okay, for some time, but then here it's kind of in a consolidation. Price just keeps bouncing off support and resistance, right? So price right now is considered to be in a range or in resistance in a consolidation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get my, so this looks like a diagonal support resistance, if you can say. As you can see, it's not really straight, but it's kind of diagonal, right? You get my point. So I'll get my resistance there, and I'll also get, so basically I also mark the bottom. So this one is kind of actually a channel, right? So this is the channel. We have a top and we have a bottom. So I'm trying to only mark these significant highs and significant lows of this chart. So these are very, very important. So in this case, we have this beautiful channel that has been formed, and we see that price keeps respecting these areas. So price came here, dropped, came there, and all these were trading opportunities that we had. If we were there when this was happening, would have taken advantage. Okay, to make it even better, what we can do is we can add this. Where's our rectangle? I think we can make it look better, a little bit better, by adding some things like a triangle, so that we can make our chart look a little bit cleaner. Since you remember, when we're talking about support resistance, we are not just talking about one area. We are talking about one specific price, right? We're talking about a range. We're talking about an area, right? So this is what I go through whenever I'm trying to analyze the market. So I'll try to find, okay, I'm not seeing, I don't know what's up, I don't know, can't seem to find my tools here. Okay, alright, here you are. So let's see if we can draw that. No, we can't. Alright, let's forget about this one. There you go. Okay, I'm removing some important things there. Okay, just delete this. We delete this. Okay, so we have our horizontal, our diagonal support and resistance there. So instead we can still use this. Okay, so we draw another one. Let's make the area look a little bit bigger, since we're not focusing on one specific price point, right? Yeah, so it's like this. Then also draw the bottom one so that our area of focus is kind of enhanced. It's kind of bigger. So we have our diagonal support and our diagonal resistance, and we've seen that price is actually trading through this. Just keeps bouncing off these walls here. So okay, what's the next step here? So what you can actually notice is that price at some point it came there, price came there, so price came here. Excuse me. So we had price come here, right? And that was a selling opportunity at that point, and also we had price here, see, and then we also had price just here, right? That was another buying selling opportunity. We had another point there. Okay, all right, we had a lot of selling opportunities here, and we had another one here, and it's like we're about to have another one just in front of us, the one there. So remember, we're looking at this chart on the weekly time frame, and this is the higher time frame. Okay, so these movements might look small, but there's actually hundreds of pips. Okay, so even if you're buying, if we're looking to buy at support, there are also areas where I would have bought, right? So we have that area there. We have caught some really good pips there. Okay, what else? Sorry about that. So we had another point where here we didn't really reach our intended area to buy from, right? So another point was here. So price actually respect these areas. You see? So just by doing this simple analysis, you can tell that price is in a consolidation and it keeps respecting this. So therefore, you look to buy at support and sell at resistance until further notice, until price tells us that it no longer wants to be in this consolidation, it wants to break out. And when that happens, we will know. Okay, so what's the next thing? The next thing we'll do is go to the lower time frame. So since this was the weekly, we'll go to the daily. We'll go to the daily time frame. We see what is happening on the daily time frame. So you see what I'm doing? What I'm doing is what we call multiple time frame analysis. See, I'm descending from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, looking for trading opportunities. Okay, so that's what you do. We are hunting for trading opportunities until we see confirmation. So we see that price is contained within this box. It's stuck in the box. So Okay, let's look at what is happening right now. Can you see something? Yeah, so you can see that price is kind of respecting this trend line, this upper ascending trend line. So if you will, you can actually draw it from here. Let's draw this one. You can draw this trend line here. You can see that price is bouncing off that. Okay, and where is it going? It's going to this, and we form some sort of channel, a corrective channel. So this is a collective move, and we know that it's heading to that area which is the outmost high, and somewhere there, that's where I want to sell from long term, right? So if we zoom out again, you see where it's heading. It's heading here where we want to what? To sell, right? Okay, so what do we do here? Look, let's go to the lower time frame and let's see if we're going to identify some more structures. Just while we're here, I've noticed something. Can you see it? So look at this. Can you appreciate that? Look at that. That's an area of value. Look here. So price respected this area once here, twice, 3 times. It broke through it, came through it, broke through it again. Price failed to break, failed to break, failed to break. Finally, it did break. Came back, retested it, broke through it, went above it, broke through it, and right now it's kind of trying, it's failing to break the structure going to the upside. Okay, what's my main interest here? If I have to sell, so what I'm looking at right now, that something that's going to prompt me to sell this is I want to see price break this trend line. If price is going to break this trend line, look at this, is very funny because here where we have our trend line, actually that's why we will have our support as well, our area of value. So meaning that's an area of multiple confluence. Okay, so here, let me get this I. So there, that I looks evil. So let me turn it into red actually, so that tells me that it's time to sell once price breaks through that. Okay, so I'm looking at that chart and I want to see price break this. Okay, I want to see price break this, because if it breaks this area, breaks this this trend line, that's a break of structure, and that will mean that it would have broken also this support here, right? So now when you have that, I have multiple confluences. So two different type of traders. People can trade this by trying to buy to have a short-term buy from here until our resistance there, or people will wait just for the sell, since we know that it's approaching this and it's most likely going to drop, right? So depending on what kind of trader you are, others will trade this short term and others will be waiting for this long term, right? So what do? We go in the lower time frame. That's what top-down analysis is. You go to the lower time frame, right? Always go start from the higher time frame, go to the lower time frame, and you appreciate a lot of things when you do that. You would appreciate a lot of things when you do that, right? So As you can see here, we had a touch here and a touch there, and this was happening at our trend line here, right? We had these touches here. We had two touches, actually three touches. So if you can connect, you can move this a little bit there. We realize that we had those touches there. We had 1, 2, 3 touches, right? And when using the trend line strategy, with the touch supposed to buy, right? In this case, it's supposed to buy. So if we are to buy this would be a very, very short term buy, where we're targeting this area here, or this area there, right? So what do? We can measure how many pips that is. So we can say, okay, so we get our long setup, long position. So if we get this and we put it there, okay, so we reduce the size, reduce the size, and also reduce the size of our stop loss. Let's see what we remain with. We have that. Let's see. The stop loss is too big, so if we're going to risk only 30 pips, 35 pips, not bad. See, we're risking 35 pips to make how much? To make 175, 157 pips. It's not bad. It's not a bad trade. Since here we want a break of this structure, so we can have a short-term buy here and wait for price to break this structure here. So if you remember how to trade your double bottom, how do you trade the double bottom? So we have double bottom here. Can you see it? Okay. And we have another double bottom, another neckline. So we have this here, right? That's our neckline there. We have our neckline there. Let's put it there. Okay. Let me copy this. Yeah, and then we have our support there. Okay. And we have our trend line. You remember this? So this is how you trade this double bottom. A short term what? A short term buy, like that. So we buy when price breaks this trend line here, this neckline. You buy when price breaks this trend line, then you buy from here. When price breaks through this trend line, going to the upside, and then we put our stop loss there. Our target is there. We take a profit before this resistance, because you know that price there's resistance at the top here. So we want to take a profit before price reaches there. This is a short term. This is a short term buying opportunity. This can happen because when you see a double bottom, it's supposed to make you think, you know, it can happen. That's no one knows for sure, but this is something that can happen, right? So let's see on the lower time frame again. Go to a much more lower time frame, which is the 2-hour chart. Let's see what is happening there. Okay. All right. Great. Can you see what I'm seeing? You see? So we'll wait for the title price to break this, and if it does, then we can take our long position to the upside. maintaining a very small profit, small stop loss of 35 pips, and aiming for a profit of how much? We are aiming for a profit of over like 150 pips. Not bad. It's a good trade. It's a good setup, right? So we can do that. But bearing in mind that at the top there's resistance, a major resistance, which price has respected for periodically. So yes, we are trying to buy short term, but we are bullish long term. Okay, so that's our buying. That's our short term buy on AUDNZD. So let's look at the higher time frame now. Let's look at this situation now here. My main interest is this. This is my main interest here. Price is in an ascending channel to resistance, and this most of the times breaks to the lower side. So long term, right? So long term, what I'm expecting is price to break like this. Okay, on price to break like this and retest this broken area of value and then head down. Okay, so this is how I'm willing to I hope to trade this one. If it goes again, if it goes the way I think it will, because right now it's approaching that area, which is a good resistance, since we've seen price has respected, and every time price has gone to that area, price has always come lower periodically. We can see. Okay, I mean, and it wouldn't be wrong for us to think like that in this particular case. So my main focus right now is this long term. So I'm going to be watching this setup very closely, because I know where it's approaching there. It's approaching an area where there are a lot of sellers, are trying to sell this. Okay, so I said I'm willing to sell this if it breaks this trend line and then comes to retest it before going down. Okay, so if this happens, well, then and only then will I consider taking a short trade. Here I would only consider selling this if that happens. So basically, how I would love to trade this setup. Okay, this is how I would love to trade this setup. To risk only a fraction and to aim for more, because I know that price is supposed to come down. Right now it's at the top at resistance, and therefore I'm going to look for signs of price coming back lower. So this is my long-term trade setup. So a break, and I need to see a break of these structures here. I need you to see that price breaks this. Okay, I need to see that price breaks this structure here and this structure here, and if it does that, I'll be in for a sell. Look at this. I risk 62 pips to make 720 pips. That's a massive risk to reward ratio, right? And this is something that can happen because we've seen it happening several times. Periodically, we've seen price coming here, we've seen price coming here, you've seen price coming here. So this is something that absolutely can happen. We've seen price coming here, we've seen price coming here. So until further notice, short term I'm bullish, however long term I'm definitely bearish until price comes to these lows here. Right, so that's all from me on this particular pair. I wanted to show you how I analyze my charts before placing any trades. So if you have any questions on how I do my analysis, please feel free to leave them in the comment section and I'll surely get back to you. And please, if you find that this information is helping you, please consider subscribing and liking my videos so that we can produce more of such educative content. Okay, otherwise, if you made it up to here, I'm happy that you stayed, and thanks a lot for the support. All right, see you then.